Olá pessoal, dando continuidade à série Mestres Controladores da Mia Kimberly, vamos agora a uma parte especial da série, que é uma série dentro da série, tratando especificamente sobre o tema da venda da alma. Então a gente vai descobrir se realmente a alma das celebridades, dos artistas, dos famosos e dos milionários é realmente vendida para o diabo ou não. Desculpem-me aí pela demora em continuação da série, mas agora vamos então à parte 14 da série Mestres e Controladores.
Hi guys, and thanks for watching miasnewpairofglasses.com. Welcome to part 14, Selling Your Soul, the Contract, in the Masters and Controllers series. Not only is this series a massive topic to cover, the topic of selling your soul in itself is massive. This topic will be split into multiple videos to best cover what it entails. This part of the series is important to cover thoroughly, since this is how they pull it all off. It is how they get so many people to participate in the huge deception that most believe to be reality. It's how they control all the actors in the play. First, one important fact that everyone must understand. Everything in this world is physical. We live in a physical world, and all of us, including the masters and controllers, are bound by the same physical laws.
To rap a while about to say, but as far as this music stuff, I won't be doing this music stuff anymore. I started this because this was my dream, and I wanted to make sure I could get me and my kids out the hood. It's always been my passion to rap. A while ago, I had signed a contract, and I didn't know nothing about the business or this game out here. And just right now, I'm realizing that I signed my soul. I sold my soul to the devil. I signed my soul to the devil. I don't even own myself no more. I sold my soul to the motherfucking devil, and I done prayed, I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed. It's just like, I don't know if God can get me out of this, and it's just like to the point where I don't even know, like I just want to say I'm sorry to my fans. I know y'all love me, I know y'all believe in me, but I can't.
We have all probably seen famous people talking about how they sold their soul or made a deal with the devil. But did they actually sell their soul to some mystical, magical being referred to as the devil? No. They sold their soul to the top-level controllers. This is how some people perceive what they have done and who they have done it with, based on their existing belief systems. If the devil was so powerful, why would he need physical contracts and physical signatures in this physical world?
I love music. I hate the industry. It's an entirely shitty situation. I'm all over the fucking radio. These motherfuckers love me. Why the fuck am I broke?
You know what I mean? That's how you felt. Like, god damn.
That's the fee you pay to get in the game.
Wow. So this piece of paper really holds this much power.
They just spin these kids, man. People get fucked over all the time.
What do you like?
The purpose of selling your soul is strictly used in this physical life for creating the illusion that the controllers want us to believe is our world. This is how they get all their actors, each person to play their role in the master play that is life. This is not just limited to the music industry and entertainers. This is everyone in every influential sector of life. Political figures, private business, the science community, the military, news and media, the truth-seeking community, and on and on. Why is the belief of these entertainers selling their soul to the actual devil pushed so hard within the truth community? Why are there so many Christian truther videos being pushed that are talking about this stuff? We will cover that when we get to religion and Satanism. Just like there are levels in the pyramid structure of power for the controllers, there are also levels to selling your soul. You move from one level to the next before you get to the top level of selling your soul. At each level, there will be different types of demands and sacrifices. The world is governed by contracts. In this series, we've discussed some types of contracts. Contracts to enter SAG-AFTRA, contracts in each movie TV production, contracts to own a home, marriage contracts, birth certificates, etc. Everything in the controller's world is governed by the contracts we sign and agree to. Selling your soul is also a contract. When going over all personal accounts, we look for the same threads that run through all of them. Remember compartmentalization. These people recount what they perceived based on what they knew from what they saw. It doesn't mean 100% of what they say is accurate, or that they knew 100% of what was really going on and why. But the one thread that we find in all is the signing of contracts. Many of you may have seen this video of the high-level finance and businessman who spoke about his experiences when he was in high-level circles of a secret organization with extremely rich men from around the world.
Nou, dat is dus het breekpunt geweest. Je komt zo diep in die kringen. Je tekent ook eigenlijk ik heb niet met bloed getekend ergens voor, maar je tekent wel een contract voor je leven dat je zwijgt over namen van bedrijven, organisaties, personen. Dat is ook de reden waarom ik denk nog steeds leef. Je houdt je daaraan.
What are you doing, Jonathan?
He burned my house down.
You rejected his marker. You're lucky he stopped there. What the hell were you thinking, giving a marker to a man like Santino D'Antonio?
It was the only way I could get out.
Oh? You call this out? What did you think was going to happen? What did you expect? Huh? Did you really think this day was never going to come? What does he want you to do?
I didn't ask. I just said no.
2 rules that cannot be broken, Jonathan. No blood on continental grounds, and every marker must be honored. Now, while my judgment comes in the form of excommunicado, the High Table demand a more severe outcome if their traditions are refused.
I have no choice.
You dishonor the marker, you die. You kill the holder of the marker, you die. You run, you die. This is what you agreed to, Jonathan. Do what the man asks. Be free. Then, if you want to go after him, burn his house down, be my guest. But until then...
Rules.
Exactly. Rules. Without them, we live with the animals.
The controllers are dedicated to order and rules. Even the controllers must abide by a set of rules. Rules and contracts are what govern everything they do. They believe it is what gives necessary order to an otherwise chaotic world, and it is what separates them from the animals. And the slaves are considered the animals. This is what order out of chaos really means. Contracts and the enforcement of them are the main tool to keep order by declaring the rules each must follow and keep everyone in line to ensure that order is kept. How they keep order in the world designed by the controllers is through contracts, especially everything in the fine print.
You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a part of Bad Boy, why I wanted to be a hitman. So Puff was like, I want to sign you to a publishing thing, I want to do this, I want to manage you. And I was like, this is like, Puff wants to do this for me? And I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. If I sign all this stuff, that means he gets paid from everything I do. And even if I produce with him, it's like he's getting paid twice. So at that moment, I realized there's a difference between friends and business.
Selling your soul is not selling your actual soul, as the term is used in religious and spiritual beliefs. It is selling 100% of your free will for the duration of this life until you die, in return for something you want. It is not your eternal soul. However, not only does the debt continue to the end of your life, but depending on the level of the contract, it may continue through your bloodline after you are gone.
We are about to sign our recording contract. Over here we got all the crystal, we about to pop.
They have fucking clauses in these shitty contracts that say, we're only gonna pay you 15%. In that 15%, the label's charging you for every fucking thing that takes place.
So most of us, including myself, had no clue what the fuck that meant.
You have a lot of kids coming from these inner cities that never even seen $10,000 cash before. So if you have a person that's coming to you like, here's $20,000, sign to me, I'm gonna put your alma out. They're not looking at no legal team where like, let me call my lawyer and make sure that this deal is right. You're taking the $20,000, you're gonna sign the contract, and you're gonna figure it out later on when the money's gone.
It's too much coming at them too fast. A lot of people just are so thirsty for a platform.
Bound by a piece of paper, it make you just think like, wow, do this piece of paper really hold this much power?
You dangled like this fucking career in my face and like, yeah, I want to do it. Of course I'm not reading this shit. Like, not saying like it's the smart thing to do, but you're young.
But at the same time, you're a grown man. You know how to read too. You chose not to read that contract. So I don't get when people say, like, oh, don't sign with such and such, and they be fucking me. Hell, I ain't fuck nobody. You could have read it. You chose not to read it.
You have the frustrated artist who wakes up one day and realizes that I'm all over the fucking radio. These motherfuckers love me. Why the fuck am I broke? And then they explain to you, like, this is why. Paragraph 64, clause B says, you don't get shit.
The industry just wants to rate and take.
Make sure before signing anything to have somebody look over it, just to make sure you just don't sign your life away.
A lot of
Anyone in the military knows that when you sign the contract to join the military, you take an oath and are told government property. Though this fact will be debated by some defending the military, the same ones who claim you are human beings, therefore you could not be property. You are in fact government property. That is why you are called a GI, standing for government issue. You belong to the government, and any injury from abuse or neglect is damaging government property. When you sell your soul to the controllers, you are now their property. In the same way that lords took an oath of fealty to the kings, selling your soul means to take an oath to the controllers to do whatever is asked of you and abide by a set of rules. Not following through with the rules leads to harsh punishment. once you sign that contract, you are required to do anything they ask you to do. Selling your soul does not mean that you have wealth. It means the opposite. You are now in debt. The debt you must repay constantly for the lifestyle you live, the fame you enjoy, and could never afford or do on your own. In return for signing that contract, just like when you buy a home, you are indebted to an entity to occupy that home. You are allowed certain privileges, occupy extravagant homes, cars, etc., but you do not own any of it. None of it is ever yours. Since you could never repay what you have been given, this is a lifelong debt. Like portrayed in the John Wick movies, there is no way out. Generally, the border collies can nip and bark, but they cannot bite or kill. Once you sign that contract and sell your soul, you are the full property of the top-level controllers, and the border collies, under orders, can do anything they are ordered to do. But instead of paying for things with currency, when you sell your soul, you pay for things with actions and fulfill the demands of the controllers. You enter a world beyond currency, where it is about power and control. What celebrities can do for the controllers far outweighs anything else. They don't need money. What they really need is actors to play the roles in the reality that is presented to us. What they really need is to keep their control by keeping the facade going. Keep the population believing in the world they present to us.
Like, what have you seen?
Man, I mean, I've heard all of the stories, but it's like when you see these men in power, when you're in this position to change people's lives, and you hold the keys to what they consider success, you see a different aspect of the person. People will do anything to achieve their goals, and then people will manipulate and misuse that energy to get what they want. So you see a man in power, like, it's a lot of, and then like even like that freaky weird pedophile shit that be going on, like you hear about it, but it's dark and demonic energy that this industry was built on. And people manipulate young women, they manipulate kids.
Hun diende dus iets onstoffelijks. Hun diende wat zij noemden Lucifer. En ik kwam dus ook in die kringen. Alleen ik lachte erom, want het waren voor mij gewoon klanten. Dus ik kwam in wat ze noemden satanskerken.
Ik wou zeggen, we hebben het nu over het satanisme.
Ja,
oké.
Ik kwam dus in satanskerken, maar ik kwam zeg maar op route even langs, even buurten. En daar was dan op dat moment een heilige mis, hun heilige soorten mis. En dat was met blote vrouwen en wat drank en dit en dat. En ik vond het alleen maar leuk. Maar er kwam een moment, toen werd ik dus uitgenodigd, daarom vertel ik dit ook, om mee te gaan doen aan offers in het buitenland. Dat was het breekpunt. Kinderen.
Oké. Dat werd je gevraagd?
Ja, ik kon het niet.
Wil je even stoppen trouwens? Of
nee.
Oké.
En toen begon ik langzaamaan eigenlijk in te storten. Ik had zelf als kind nogal wat meegemaakt. Ja. En dat raakte mij zo. Alles ging om.
This ends part 1 of the Selling Your Soul section of this series. We will go further into this subject in the next few videos to answer the questions that everyone wants to know. That's all I have for you guys today. Everybody stay safe, be good to one another, and God bless.